Hi fans of high quality entertainment. I was listening to a band that I've heard of for years and years and years, probably since the 70s. And I remember seeing their records in the record store and kind of admiring the album covers. But I never listened to their music until I took the time to listen to some of their albums on Spotify. And I could not believe how friggin', that's right, I said friggin', how friggin' good they are. So I'm definitely going to be buying more than just this album that I've purchased in time. And like I said, I've seen this album cover for years and years. I've heard of the band. I know some of the band members from other bands they've been in. What do you think it is? The band name starts with an S, and this isn't a joke, by the way. So it's not Sparks. And this band, I think overall they made 8 albums, and so from the late 60s to mainly the late 60s and into the 70s. Starts with an S. It is Spooky Tooth. Have you, I'm, as always, I read every comment. So anybody that is familiar with this band, let me know about them in the comment section below. I'm going to go through a little bit of their history here, so I hope you watch the whole video. I'd appreciate it. And after I ordered this, I was on the Hoffman forum, and they were saying this, well, some of them were saying this is their best album. But like I said, I was going through some of their albums on Spotify, not just this one. And everything I heard, I was just blown away by the vocals, the music. Spooky Tooth. Very nice. So their debut album, It's All About, was released in June of 1968, and it was produced by Jimmy Miller, who's produced, the Rolling Stones, Traffic, Blind Faith. Mike Harrison on vocals. What an amazing singer. Just from the few songs I've heard from the different albums. Just so impressed. Luther Grosvenor, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I've seen his name for years, but I've never heard how you pronounce it. He was on guitar, and he later went on to play with Mott the Hoople as Ariel Bender. Mike Kelly on drums, Greg Ridley on bass, who later went to join Humble Pie, and Gary Wright on keyboards, who later had a great solo career with he had a huge hit single with Dreamweaver. Oh, Dreamweaver. That's all the lyrics I know. So they released 2 albums, all of these members. So after Spooky 2, oh, and with Spooky 2, the song Better By You, Better Than Me was covered later on by Judas Priest on their Stained Glass album. And Greg Ridley joined Humble Pie in 1969 and was replaced by Andy Lay for Ceremony, which came out in December of 1969. Now, I'm really interested in what fans of Spooky Tooth think of this album, Ceremony. The experimental nature of Ceremony received mixed reviews, and despite the project being instigated by Gary Wright, the album is considered by him to have ended the band's career. The record is described by another as being one of the great screw-ups in rock history. As Wright described it, we did a project that wasn't our album. It was with this French electronic music composer named Pierre Henry. We just told the label, you know, this is his album, not our album. We'll play on it just like musicians. And then when the album was finished, they said, oh no, it's great. We're going to release this as your next album. Isn't that nice? We said, you can't do that. It doesn't have anything to do with the direction of Spooky Tooth, and it will ruin our career. And that's exactly what happened. So Gary Wright left. They recorded The Last Puff in 1970 with members of Joe Cocker's Grease Band, with guitarist Henry McCullough, who later went to play with Wings, of course, keyboardist Chris Stanton, and bassist Alan Spenner. Then they disbanded. And then Harrison and Wright reunited in 1972, and the guitarist Grosvenor was replaced by Mick Jones, who went on to form Foreigner. And they released You Broke My Heart, So I Busted Your Jaw. And I remember seeing that in the record store. And that was in May of 1973. And then Witness in November of 1973. Imagine just, back in the day, bands used to release sometimes 2 albums in 1 year. And then Mike Harrison left, and Mike Pato was the new singer for The Mirror, which was released in October of 1974. And Pato went on to form his own band, Pato. And during the CD exchange with Glenn Kellaway, I listened to one of the albums by Pato, and it was excellent. So he's a great singer too. So then Harrison, Grosvenor, Ridley, and Kelly reunited as Spooky Tooth at points in 1997 and 1998, which resulted in an album, Cross Purpose, released in February 1999. So, you know, it's your typical band with... it's kind of sad that a great band like Spooky Tooth, I don't know about their whole career, but, you know, I did hear quite a bit of this on Spotify, you know, going through the different songs. It's kind of sad that a band can't hold it together for a few years. But yeah, I would just love your thoughts on Spooky Tooth, if you've ever heard of them, if you're a fan, and if you are, I would love your thoughts on all of the albums that I mentioned. And I'm really looking forward to listening to that, and at some point, along with the Kate Bush album that was kindly given to me, and The Residents, Duck Stab, I'll be doing reviews for those, maybe all in one video, but I will do a review of this in a week or two. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.